Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to a live stream for Mixed Country 106. It's been the first time forever and a day, and we're going on not at 6 because we're actually not intending to do a show right now. We're just intending to test everything. And I got a story to tell you guys all about why we haven't done a live stream for about 2 months now. And it took a lot longer than I thought it would to get all this working. I had producer Raven here. Everybody want to say hi to her?
Hi.
Hello, producer Raven. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of everything here. So, oops, I put up the wrong name box. See, it's part of what we're doing.
Oh,
here.
yeah. I definitely do not have a set of pipes that good.
Yeah, it just said guest name, singer-songwriter. But there you go. Yeah, we have all new. Like you can see, Raven's camera is new. It's actually my iPhone, but that's part of the story. This is going to be a kind of a long story, but it's really interesting, and I felt like you guys probably wanted to know a little bit more about what was going on and like what led to all of this. So, yeah.
Well, fill them in.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best to fill them in, and also learning new software at the same time. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah, here we go. I guess a little bit of story time here.
Story time with Odie Coyote.
Right. So about 2 months ago, a little more than that, well, most of you guys know I'm legally blind. I have eyesight issues. I actually had someone who watched my videos who thought I had Asperger's. No, I don't have Asperger's. My eyes just move around because I can't see that well, so I don't have a lot of great muscle control in my eyes, so they tend to jerk around a lot. Nystagmus, right, babe?
Yep.
You know what that's called? Okay.
Yep.
And so I've been using Windows as a PC for forever and a day, and it's worked pretty good. But the main thing with it is the accessibility features in there haven't been updated in probably a decade. It feels like. Now, don't get me wrong, they do exist, but given what I do for a workflow and that, I made the incredibly hard decision that I moved to Mac OS. I know, right? That's right. I moved to Mac OS.
I'd rather eat apples. They're delicious.
It started back in February when I got an iPhone, and then it just ballooned from there because I was so impressed with just how much easier it was to navigate the iPhone, with my eyesight issues, how well the accessibility features worked. What I think impressed me most is that I could turn things on and off just with ease. In Windows, it's a little bit more convoluted. In Android, it felt more convoluted. So anyway, but before I go any further, if you guys have questions about like our studio or why we haven't done a live stream, Raven is checking the comments on Facebook, YouTube, and all of that. So, feel free to send us a comment, a shout out, and we'd love to hear from you guys. So, all right. So continuing on with our story here. Back in February, I switched to iPhone. I had a business trip out to New York, and my old phone just could not carry a charge anymore. And so it was time to get a new phone. Because in like the old days, you can't change the batteries out. Anyway, so that's when I decided I would try an iPhone and really loved it. It was great. And then that morphed into getting an Apple Watch because I knew that they can do sleep tracking. Then that morphed into getting a pair of AirPods Pro because I didn't have AirPods or like earbuds anymore to wear when I'm traveling. So that's how that all kind of came about. But then, I guess from there it turned into just really enjoying the ecosystem and how easy things were. Then a few weeks ago, because I had decided, or I guess it's been about a month or so ago now, I decided that Windows wasn't going to work, and I thought that the Mac OS would work even better. So I made the decision to switch to a Mac. And in order for me to hush you, in order for me to do that, I needed to sell my own computer because in order to buy an Apple product, you pretty much have to sell a kidney. Well, I don't have any kidneys to give, so I went and I sold my computer, and I just sold it a few weeks ago to a good friend of mine, and I didn't get as much as I wanted for it, but it was going to a church, so I don't feel so bad about it, I guess. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I sold the computer. I took the money from that, and then I bought a Mac Studio. But even prior to that, a few weeks, like around that same time, I was talking to my boss, and most people, we have a company computer, and my boss said that he'd get me a MacBook Air so I could have it for work. Because prior to that, I've been using a laptop that was like from 2018. So, how old is that laptop again, Raven? The one that you're on right now?
I don't know.
What didn't we get? Because I got it when I started working for KCCI, didn't I?
I think.
And that would have
Maybe.
been in 2018, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Because I was there for almost 3 years.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at a picture on the wall that had your date on it.
Yeah, we have a picture. And what's really cool is, okay, so if we take a look at Raven's camera real quick, you can, if she wanted to, she could take it off the mount and we could move around the room with that camera, which we
I'm
may
not
do.
gonna do that.
No, it's already framed up nice and neat for her, so we're not going to do that. So, but just so you know, we could. Anyway, so yeah, so I had a MacBook Air and really enjoyed it. I already knew I was going to be getting a Mac Studio. Like I made up my mind because I need a behemoth computer to be able to do these live streams and video editing and all the production work that I do. And just slow computer isn't going to do it. And I'm telling you guys, even the MacBook Air was like so much more snappy and this was like the base model MacBook Air too. It could handle pretty much any daily task that you threw at it. It could probably even do some light video editing if you really needed it to. Now, obviously, that computer's for work, so I'm not going to use it for that. And I got to admit, it's really nice now having two computers, so I'm not having to like have our phone application, for example, and maybe accidentally getting a call or something like that, and I don't want it on my personal computer. So having a whole separate computer, is just nice to keep things separate. But here's the cool thing, like, because both computers are signed together in my same Apple ID, I can go between them. So I can technically use two computers at the same time. And it's so much more just faster to swipe your mouse over than using a KVM switch, which I do use. But it's been a learning curve. And basically what I'm trying to say, and a long, long way around, is that is why I haven't done a live stream. I haven't had a computer to live stream with because I've been in the middle of selling my old one, getting a new one, and now you guys may remember that we used to use vMix. Well, vMix doesn't make a Mac OS compatible version, so we had to switch, and now we are using Wirecast, which is Mac compatible. I had tried Ecamm Live prior, and I just didn't like the setup. It didn't feel like a traditional production computer. But here's the other thing. Like you might be thinking, well, why don't you just use OBS? And believe me, I do use OBS. In fact, our church uses OBS. It's great. It's nice that it's free. But in order to do the really complex stuff, you need plugins. You have to take time to configure it. I wanted something that was all in one. For example, so when I bring up, my name bar animation here, that whole animation in and out, that's all built into Wirecast. I didn't make that. I just chose the colors, the text, and the font, and all that, and the size. But it does all of that animation, for me, both in and out. So when I take it away, you can see it slides its way back out and does a little animation there. I didn't want to have to deal with that in OBS. OBS, you'd have to have a plugin specifically tailored to that and then program it. And sometimes they're a little buggy. It depends on how much they're updated. I didn't want that. And plus, if something goes wrong, and I'm an hour away from going on like live stream and something's weird with the software, I don't want to have to like go to some forum and hope someone replies. I want to be able to get in touch with the support person because I'm using this in a real life production environment. So that was my reasoning for it. And yeah, I'm going to pay for it. I think it's 300 something a month, or not a month, a year. But hopefully it's worth it. And right now I'm just doing a monthly thing just so I could get started with it. But what do you think, Producer Raven? I showed it to you last night. Do you kind of think that it works well for what we use it for?
Probably.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that it's gonna work well. It's got this like layering system, and I mean the other cool thing, and I didn't bring it up, but I can still bring up WebVT like I used to, which is the way for you guys to see behind the scenes, like what's playing and on there. I can still bring up, like what's playing now. And right now we have a specialty show on, so you're not going to see anything other than KMXE. But when we get to the 6 o'clock hour, if we stay on that long, I don't think we will. Then you'd be able to see what's currently on air and the song titles and all that. But it is pulling in the file and all that. It's just right now it's not because, like I said, we're in a specialty show and I don't run metadata for that show. So I just had the generic KMXE Mix Country 106 up. But yeah, it's nice because I can pull in a file and have it change and update the metadata, which is really neat. And so I don't really feel like I'm giving up anything. In fact, I can still bring in what we call our security camera and bring in a wider shot here. So here's that. There you go. That's all set up. See, Raven, I can still bring up the wide camera.
Woohoo!
I know, isn't that great?
No.
I mean, look at that. That's just fantastic. So anyway, so that is how we got this. And what I like is I don't have to change all the layers. I just pick my camera layer and I can swap between, whichever one I want. So, that's really kind of just the most handy part there. So, oh, and my first glitch. Look at that. My camera just decided that it wanted to stop working.
I can't see that over here yet.
Yeah, my camera froze. So here, we'll do the easy thing here. We'll restart the camera.
Oh, come on. Glitches are fun, especially in video games.
That's the first time it's happened, and none of the none of the other testing that I've done did it actually do that. So anyway, yeah, there's nothing I can do. Yeah, your camera looks good. But my camera froze, so that's just lovely. This is why we wanted to test it. So this way
you got like one eye about 95% closed. The other one looks like it's completely closed.
Thanks. Let's see if I can fix this real quick here.
Time for Odie to work some magic.
I guess. But we are planning on doing a live stream for real on the 6th, on July 6th. So I'm just going to bring in, I'm going to go to my video capture, 4K video. Nope, it's just not doing anything. That's just great. Well, we'll have to just see what we can do. The only thing I can think to do here, I can't restart the software because, well, then that means, yeah, there's that.
Odie, go bye-bye.
Yep. I like the question mark. And then you get that. So we're going to take this out. And there we go. Now we're back.
And there he is.
That's the only thing that's been weird is the USB connection that lets me control the camera remotely. It's a little weird and kind of laggy, and now I'm going to have to restart my computer. But the downside is I don't get more than 30 minutes before that camera. So I'm probably going to be looking for maybe a different camera because honestly, I'm using a DSLR mirrorless camera. So it's not really meant for video. I just happen to pick it up for that. It's really, and especially not live stream. So I might be getting me like a PTZ optics camera or something like that. So that way I can pan, tilt, and zoom and not have to worry about necessarily always making sure I'm dead centered in a shot kind of thing. Because the camera is actually behind the monitor and all that. So anyway, any viewers, comments, questions, Producer Raven?
That is Ronell.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Not a thing.
The thing that's been impressing me the most is you're looking at Raven on an iPhone camera that's using the continuity camera built in Mac OS, and that has always been reliable. That thing has been more reliable than a USB like webcam even that I had hooked up. So, hats off to that. That's just impressive to me that that's been working. Yeah. Anyway. Well, if there's been nothing else, no questions, anything like that, then I think we'll probably wrap it up here. What do you think?
Whatever you want to do.
All right. Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and wrap this up. It was a nice little test here for the live stream, just to get people updated on what we've been doing and all of that. And anyway, yeah, you guys have a good one. And we'll probably see you guys live streaming here in a couple weeks on July 6th, right after the 4th.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a great weekend.